Hey everyone, it's Ange here today for our top tips, and I did a poll this week about what you'd like to hear on, and the overwhelming vote was for more tips about digestion. So this week I thought I would do something that I find is really easy for everybody to include in their diet, but something that's great for digestion. And I've got two manky pieces here out of my potato cupboard. Ginger. So ginger's been around for about 2,000 years, and it's considered to be one of the most healthiest spices that we can get. The other thing with ginger is it contains a really strong anti-inflammatory called gingerol. And the gingerols are a really good choice for people who have rheumatoid arthritis, because they help alleviate some of the pain that goes with the arthritis. So for digestion, ginger helps stimulate bile, gastric acid, and saliva. So it'll help all those things. So which is really good, because ginger relaxes our digestive system. It also protects against damage throughout the intestinal tract as well. So, you know, if you've got something going on, it will help coat the inside lining. So it relieves gas as well, because it's a real muscle relaxant, so it can help relieve gas. And it also helps food move through your digestive system. One of the things that they give people for SIBO is to give them ginger, like a ginger motility agent to help keep them going. So I'll talk about that as well. It can relieve heartburn because it stops the lower esophageal sphincter from opening, so the acid doesn't keep going all over the place, so blowing back into the esophagus. And it can also help lower the numbers of bacteria in your small intestine. You know, it's not going to be good as a super duper antimicrobial, but it can help you reduce the numbers, you know, over time. And I guess everybody's heard me say this all the time. You're not what you eat, you're what you absorb. And with ginger, it boosts the ability that you have to absorb, you know, the nutrients from the foods that you eat. So that's a bonus for it. And some animal studies show us that it helps reduce Helicobacter as well, which can cause stomach cancers, and you go on to things like that. So it can actually help that. It improves the circulation of the digestive system, so it warms you up generally, and it throughout the whole entire body. So most of us know already that it's fantastic for motion sickness. So if you've ever got to go on a boat or in a car or something and you feel like you could get sick, ginger's the place to be. What I find really fantastic about it, ginger is full of prebiotic fibers. So not only is it good for you and all those other things I've just listed, it helps you feed your own good bacteria too. So that's fantastic. It enhances our motility. So like I said to you before, it helps get your peristalsis working, so the food doesn't sit and start to ferment, and then you really do get SIBO. So it's really good if you have constipation issues, or if your bowel is just a little bit sluggish, or you don't feel like food's moving through quick enough. So ginger is perfect for that. It's also excellent for period pain, again because of the gingerols in it. It helps takes away some of that period pain. It's really fantastic. It's because it's antibacterial and antiviral, so it's good for colds and flus and those sorts of things. How to use it? So I tend to, and I haven't done it this time, as you can see, I tend to buy it fresh. And what I do is then put it in the freezer, and so then you can just get a spoon and scrape it a bit off, and it will go into your meals. Then you don't get the waste generally, but it will last a long time. I keep mine with potatoes, and it lasts quite a long time. I just cut the end off. I grate it. I rarely peel it. I just I make sure it's really clean, and I use organic one. And I just grate it into drinks or into meals. You can put it into drinks. I slice it sometimes and put hot water in it if I'm feeling really bloated and gassy. But you could put it into a juice. If you make yourself a juice every few days or something, you could do that. So that's always good. Making it into a tea is really great, and it's good with lemon and a little bit of raw honey too. That can really help settle your digestive system down. It's best to take, if you're using it for digestion, take it before the meal. You know, have it just before, because then it sort of calms everything down before you eat, helps you absorb more of your food, you know, and gets that whole process moving for you. 1 gram a day is enough. More is not necessarily better with ginger, because anything over 4 grams a day, you can really start to cause damage to the esophagus and the mouth and down into the small intestines, because it's it's heating, and it's can be quite acidic, so you don't want too much. What was the last thing I wanted to tell you? So some things you should avoid if you have gallbladder disease. So if you suffer from gallstones, like I said to you at the beginning, it helps initiate the flow of bile, or increase the flow of bile. So if you have gallstones, the last thing you want to do is increase the flow of bile, because then that can make them cover the hepatic duct, and then you're in all worlds of trouble. So if you've got gallstones, don't do it. Or into quantity, just sort of do little bits within your food. I wouldn't do it regularly. The other thing is, if you have any sort of bleeding disorders, ginger is probably not the best thing for you either. So I would not use it at that point in time. So basically that's one of my star things for digestion. For most people who have digestion, people who have SIBO, ginger is the place to be. So I hope that was useful. I think it's a really underutilized spice that we have at home. It's easy, it's cheap, and it's accessible. So I would suggest you go and have a ginger tea, because that's what I plan to do. And I'll see you next week with another one. Thanks, bye.